guys, welcome back to Ivy Rose Knows. So guys, we made it to Friday. I don't know what everyone's doing for the weekend or if anybody has plans. I have to leave at like 4:30 tomorrow morning to get to my daughter's gymnastics competition. I'm actually really excited for her to compete. She's so excited, and I'm sure she'll do great. So that's exciting, but I'm sure tomorrow's going to be an exhausting day because, you know, mom life. So there's that. I wanted to talk about Gypsy Rose's new book, guys. My Time to Stand, right? And again, here she is doing all this standing today, but she never wanted to do all this standing back then, but whatever. In the book, okay, when I was reading the description, pulling it up on Goodreads, it says that in the book, it will speak about Gypsy's fear that continued unnecessary surgery would leave her truly disabled. So you mean to tell me that growing up, Gypsy had a fear that her quote-unquote unnecessary surgeries were going to leave her disabled? And again, this is what I'm talking about with her and her lies. Now, if you go back and you watch her Dr. Phil interview, that's what all of the interviews, she sits there and she talks about how she knew that there was something wrong, but she didn't know that she was being abused or that, you know, that there's medical abuse or the quote-unquote Munchausen by proxy thing. She didn't realize she was going through that at the time. But now, all of a sudden, right, the chick writes a book, and now she knew at the time that something was wrong and she was being abused medically. And now she's going to tell her story about how growing up, she had a fear that she was going to die because of all the unnecessary medical procedures and surgeries that she had. Really? Well, number one, what medical procedures and what surgeries were you afraid were going to kill you? Which ones? Because you really didn't have that many. And the ones you had weren't no, you know, crazy. You didn't have limbs removed. You didn't have organs removed. Like, there was nothing in there that you were thinking, oh, I'm going to die. Like what? The whole, like, what surgeries did she think were going to kill her? The fact that she needed the feeding tube? The fact that her salivary glands needed to be reduced and removed? You thought that was going to kill you? The fact that your teeth rotted out so bad because of lack of hygiene that you what? Assumed that that was going to kill you? And if you were so afraid that you were going to die from all these unnecessary medical procedures, when that Child Protective Services worker walked up to your house, knocked on your door, and came in, sat you in a room all by yourself, and asked you, do you need help? Is something going on? Because remember, the doctors had CPS go to her house. She said she didn't need help. She was perfectly fine. But you were so scared. All those times you were in the room with nurses, doctors, aides, you never said anything to anybody. Okay? I find that really, really funny that now, again, here she comes out with this book that she wrote with Melissa Moore, who also likes to write about tall tales. We'll get into that later on. But here you are talking about this book that you wrote and talking about how you lived with the fear of thinking you were going to die from these unnecessary surgeries. I call bullshit. Bullshit. One, you admitted to the world that you didn't even know it was happening. Number two, so you couldn't have been scared your whole life that you were going to die from unnecessary surgeries. Number two, if you knew these surgeries were unnecessary, allegedly, why didn't you say anything? Just saying. But again, this is just to show how many more tall tales are going to come out of her mouth. Now, it goes on to say, it included in the book that it's going to tell you how she coped with guilt and accepted responsibility for her mother's death. But did she really? She cope with the guilt? Yeah, she looks guilty as fuck. But being guilty because she murdered her mother? No. She looks guilty for everything else, but not that. She never sat there and acted like she felt guilty for that. In fact, she never took responsibility for it. I didn't do it. Nick did it. Nick did the jabbings. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't identify as a murderer because I'm not the one who actually did it. Okay. All right. So did she actually take responsibility for her mother's death? No, I don't remember that ever happening. Maybe she did in the book, which I am seriously excited to see. I hope you did take responsibility in the book because it's about freaking time. But she didn't yet. Just saying. More lies coming out of her. Then it goes on to say that My Time to Stand offers an unprecedented look at Gypsy Rose Blanchard's proud journey of recovery and self-discovery. Okay. Where is it though? Hold on. There's one part that I wanted to read. Oh, it says that, the book features new facts about Gypsy's life that she previously kept private. So there's more fucking stories? Ooh, didn't mean to say that. But you mean to tell me that she's got more stories that we don't know about? I mean, for real? What else can this chick come out with? I mean, alien abduction, sex trafficking, what else? Those are the only two things. Guys, what else can she come out with that she hasn't already told or said or claimed were her stories? What else? And you're sitting there, you had all this time to make up these stories. New facts that she kept private. Does this family keep anything private? No. You were quick to tell the story about how you were sleeping. You were forced to go into the bathtub with grandpa. Like, absolutely outrageous, guys. Absolutely outrageous. I don't understand what other stories she can come out with. But I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to see this crap. Just saying. So, my whole thing with her is she is going to ride this gravy train as long as she can. She killed her mother, and now she is constantly trying to monetize off of that murder. Writing books with tall tales. Now, it's becoming like fiction. There's no way that this woman had all of this happen, or the worst case scenario of every possible situation of abuse happened to her. Like, she was just that unfucking lucky. Ooh, sorry, I don't mean to curse. I'm just saying that I just don't understand how she can sit there and is still trying to come out with more stories. Like she's going to convince any of us that it's true. Because we've already proven that everything she says is a lie. So I don't know what stories this chick is going to come out with in this book. I am going to take one for the team. I am going to read it. No, I do not pay for her books. I do have a free copy coming, but you guys know I don't pay for it. I'm not putting a dime in her pocket. I don't give a review. None of it. But I will take one for the team and read it because I'm curious as to what other stories she can come out and tell. So let me know what you guys think. What other stories can she possibly come out with? And do you want me to go through the book and review it and see what stories she comes out? Is that something that you're interested in? Let me know in the comments. And I want to say thank you to all of you who subscribe to my channel. If you haven't yet, please don't forget to subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later.